It's a lot of pain right now, guys. I'm hurting. Let's start this show. Ah, um these are not my favorite ones to do, but we're going to do this because for every beginning of a story you have to have an ending. For all the trials and the crappy things that happen throughout the season, you've got to cap it off, and that's what we're going to do on this channel. Before we get going, you've got to give credit to the Denver Nuggets. They won this series. They earned it. They came down from 3-1 and came back. And congrats to Nuggets fans. You earned it. And the Nuggets earned it. And they deserve all the credit in the world. The Jazz just didn't have enough. Just not quite enough to win this game. Not a lot to say. Game sevens are a different animal. Jamal Murray looked like that foul from Joe Ingles. Like after that foul, it looked like he wasn't quite the same, and so the Jazz really had a chance, and they couldn't capitalize. Painful stuff, and there's a lot of pain in this series for a lot of different reasons because you have a lot of things coming to a head. Is Rudy Gobert a Supermax player? No, we found that out. Is Rudy Gobert even a member of the Jazz next season? I don't know. Because guess what? From game 5, 6, and the first half of game 7, he did not look like he cared. Look at this dog and pony show. We got stupid screen messing up. He didn't show up, And there were 2 games this season this series where he was phenomenal. And then he didn't find out he won Defensive Player of the Year, and that seemed to just ruin him. And that ended the series in a lot of ways for the Jazz. I mean, it hurts to not get the DPOY. That sucks. I know what it's like to work so hard for something and then not get it. But are we about accolades or are we about winning? Do you want to win the playoffs or do you want to get another DPOY trophy and get a big contract? What is it? That sucks. And you saw what this team was capable of in that second half of that series when Rudy Gobert played with force that he did not play with in 5, 6 in the first half of 7. What does it take to get that energy and fire back? I mean, did Rudy just expect the Jazz to just kind of win those other games because they were up 3-1? Because Denver came out and played phenomenally. So I don't know what's going to happen with Rudy Gobert, and we'll do some videos about that later. But after that, I'd be surprised if he's on the Jazz next year. Quinn Snyder, what are you doing? This game, there was like one adjustment, and we played Juwan Morgan and then played Rudy Gobert like 47 minutes or something like this. Rudy Gobert tonight played 38 minutes. Donovan Mitchell played 42 minutes. Those are man minutes. Those are like the minutes you need to play in a game 7. Although they're the minutes you probably should be playing in a game 5 and 6. But, someone needs to let Quinn Snyder know that, every playoff game matters, not just game 7. Rough. Juwan Morgan played 6 minutes, -9. George Niang, 6 minutes, -8. Jordan Clarkson, 24 minutes, -3. It wasn't good enough. It was not good enough. And you know what? The Jazz put everything in that trade to get Mike Conley. And there have been moments where Mike Conley's been really good. The Jazz needed Mike Conley tonight, and he was 2 for 13 from the field, 1 for 6 from 3. 8 points. 8 points. And we gave up a legit defensive, sturdy power forward in Jay Crowder and a pick for that. And I am pro Mike Conley most of the time, but these are the moments, you paid Mike Conley. You made that trade for this game. This game is what you did that trade for. Oh, hurts, guys. Are you guys hurting? I'm hurting in my chest. It hurts in my heart. I mean, the happiness that Denver Nuggets fans have to be feeling is amazing. Jamal Murray, he's a superstar. Jokic has proven to me that he really is incredible offensively. Defensively, Gary Harris makes a big difference for them. And Denver's lucky they have him back because he was a big deal this game. That's for sure. But Utah just 5, 6, and 7. Quinn couldn't find a way to stop Murray, and he couldn't find a way to score in this game, and he couldn't find a way to score enough in those games either. Where was Joe Ingles, Joe Ingles, 3 for 10. 1 for 5 from 3. I mean, he had a better game, 8 rebounds, 5 assists, but man, 38 minutes for Joe Ingles too. I mean, and these game 7s are different. It's just going to be ugly, and you need your stars to step up. And the one thing that the Jazz have found out is that Donovan Mitchell is an absolute superstar. He is underrated in every aspect, and Jazz fans already knew this. They already knew he was incredible because they've seen him do this so many times. On this scale, it was even bigger. It was unbelievable. This was, obviously it sucks without the crowds, but this was an incredible series. Unbelievable from Donovan Mitchell. He deserves, he's just amazing, and the Jazz need to build around him. Next offseason, you know what? He's the guy, and everything from now on should be to build around him because he is the Jazz, and I want players on this team who want to win. Every game, not just the second half of Game 7, not just when you get the DPOY and all the awards and accolades and all these things. I want guys who just go out there and give their heart and soul on the court. And that's what Donovan Mitchell did. And so even though this is a loss for Donovan Mitchell, you just have to give him credit because he was the guy on this team that laid it all out, all out. There was nothing left for him to show. This guy is everything you'd want in a superstar. And so Utah just needs to build around him and his talents and emphasize those things so that the Jazz can get another crack at this. We could complain, why didn't we have a Rudy Gobert screen on Gary Harris to open something up for Donovan? I don't know why, but it didn't happen. And it hurts, and it's pain, and it sucks. It was awful. That strip was unbelievable, and it hurts. And right now Donovan Mitchell is hurting because this is what he cares about. Of all those players on the team that were thinking about 1, 2, 3 Cancun, Donovan Mitchell wasn't saying that. Donovan Mitchell was out here to win. And Donovan Mitchell is everything he claims to be. And he deserves our respect in terms of just on the court and also off the court. This guy cares about what's right, and we need to listen to his message off the court as well, by the way. But you know what? Just not a lot to say. 2 for 13 from Mike Conley. Royce O'Neal had a little bit of a better game with defensively, but 2 for 6, 1 for 4 from 3. Joe Ingles, 3 for 10, 1 for 5 from 3. Jazz shot 23% from 3 that game. It's hard to, and I know both teams were playing all their guys and giving every ounce of everything they had, but whew. You know what? Shout out to George Niang, 6 minutes, 6 points. I don't got a lot else to say, guys. It's painful. It's a bad loss in terms of just like how it hurts. But you got to give credit to Donovan Mitchell. He gave everything he had. And that's the type of guy you want to play with. And that's the type of guy you put out there. Nothing but respect for Donovan Mitchell. Nothing but respect for Jamal Murray and Nikola Jokic and all that Nuggets team who really showed up. And also to Mike Malone, who adjusted and outcoached Quinn Snyder big time. Big time. Big time. This is what being outcoached feels like, and it hurts, and it sucks. Our team had a 3-1 lead. Their coach adjusted, and ours did not. And this is what happens. Like, I don't know. It's pain. It's hurtful. It sucks. There's going to be a lot of changes this offseason. You can just predict it because the Jazz kind of went all in on this to try to see what they could do. Didn't work. It didn't work. Guys, thank you for being here all season. This is not the end. It's just the beginning, like Donovan Mitchell just said. We're going to be doing more, probably more playoff post games and stuff. It's going to be weird watching games like it is every year with, an unbiased eye, but you know that I'm going to be watching. I'm going to do more post games here and there. Let me know in the comments if you're a subscriber what you want to do. And guess what? Next season, we're probably going to do the memberships. It's just going to take me time to build that out. It's a little harder than I thought, but I appreciate all you guys. You're amazing. I just appreciate that everyone watches this channel and subscribes. It's amazing. I genuinely appreciate it. And when I see your guys' comments, I honestly have come to know a lot of you in the comments. I'm not always able to reply because there's a bunch, but I am reading them. I do appreciate it, and I appreciate guys that are just like, sometimes we can disagree on things and still have fun, and I appreciate those types of people. So thank you guys for just being a part of this channel. I appreciate it. It's been a weird season with the pandemic, the bubble, all this craziness. But for those that continue to watch, you're my guys, and I appreciate you. And I'm always going to be coming back doing this because of you guys. So thank you. I appreciate it. Also, I got some big news for myself coming up here pretty soon, and we'll talk about that at some point, and maybe I'll do a video about it. But guys, I appreciate everything. This channel started as a 0 and a nothing, and I got laid off from a job, and I started this channel as like a desperation thing just to keep me sane and genuinely with some sort of purpose in my life. And you guys have been amazing, and I appreciate it. You're the best. I will talk to you later.